Everyone, today I'm going to introduce you guys to Deepa Akula, good friend of mine. We became good friends in a year or so. We met her in person too. But I'll let her introduce herself. I don't want to introduce because I kind of know too much about her anyway, so I'll probably do a bad job of introducing her. Deepa, could you just give your history from what you did before to what you do now?
Oh yeah, sure. And thank you so much for having me on, Roger. And we are such good friends. We've not done this yet. So I'm so thankful and grateful to be here. So yeah, my full name is Deepa Reddy Akula, and my background is in engineering. I am a mechanical and aerospace engineer, and did that for 14 years. And actually, I did civil engineering for 14 years, But going back, um, I wanted to work for Boeing when I graduated. And in 2007, when I graduated, I found out kind of late that Boeing was not hiring engineers that were not citizens in their facilities that have defense contracts after 9/11. So I had to pivot from mechanical engineering, from designing things that move and fly, to civil engineering, to structures that stay put, and preferably we don't want them to move. So from there, I am a licensed professional civil structural engineer. I was licensed in 9 states when I was in engineering. And about 2015 or so, I was starting to look for investment opportunities. And I'm an avid reader and just ran into different ideas about investing and started to invest in a few ventures, lend some money to flippers. That's kind of how I got started investing. But the money kept coming back super fast, like within a few months. And then I had to review another deal and lend them some more and pay more in taxes. Then I was looking for something long term and got introduced to syndications, multifamily syndications. And what I liked about it was long term, a little bit long term, 3 to 5 years, and that it's scalable. So that's what I do now. Is I'm very involved in the engineering side too. I kind of keep that on the down low, but engineering and investing, they're my passions.
Awesome, Deepak. So, knowing, I guess, when we met first, we were not full time, and now we are full time in
Right.
syndication. So, I know what who would you'd like to connect and who you can help, but I'd rather you share that. So, who can you help, and who would you like to connect?
Thank you for that question. I'm very passionate about literacy, financial literacy, or literacy in general, just education. So anybody who's interested in learning about investing and just about education, engineering specifically, how to get in, which aspects work better, and I can help parents who are looking to get their kids into engineering, how to get started, or parents who have some money saved up and looking for opportunities on how to grow it faster. I can definitely help connect and help those people too.
Awesome. That's very specific. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, Deepa, since you've been on this journey right now, full-time real estate, I know you have passion for engineering too, but really, what inspires you to get up and do what you do every day now?
Giving back, giving back to the society, because you know, I was just one person, no family here in the United States, and I came in, and we all are actually living on. We grow, and we say, "Oh, we are self-made." Nobody's self-made. We all get help from somebody. I went through some periods of time that was rough in my life, and I remember this gentleman who was on the shop floor. I was a civil engineer designing structures at that time. And this gentleman, every time I went to get water, would just smile at me. Elderly gentleman, maybe in his 60s, and he was welding. And every time he sees me, he would just smile at me. I never spoke to him. And just those little generosities that we get from people, and that he doesn't know how much it meant to me, but the small things, small kindnesses that we get from people that lifts us up when we really, really need it is what I try to give to others that nobody knows what we are going through on the inside. Like truly, everybody's fighting something, and being kind and giving back to the society. In the 14 years when I was a civil engineer, there were at least 10,000 structures that either I designed or were designed under my supervision, because I was a licensed engineer at that time. I still am, I just don't use it anymore. But those, and one of those structures may be making this call possible. We are recording on Zoom, and I was designing transmission and distribution structures that carry electricity from generation to distribution. So everything I've done so far has always been building our civilization to make our life possible, our modern life possible, in a small way, just contributing in a really small way. So giving back to people and serving is what just wakes me up in the morning and keeps going.
That's awesome. Okay, there might be tips in there too, but we'll get into that separately. Well, with that being said, obviously you full-time real estate investor now. I'm sure you learned a lot of things, past year or so. What's the one tip that has helped you, can help others, personal or professional?
Okay, this one thing that really helped me is just do one thing a day that moves the needle. As entrepreneurs, and not just as entrepreneurs, I managed a big engineering team. I've managed multiple engineering teams, and there's just so many things. All of us carry, I read somewhere, I'm an avid reader, and I read somewhere, I can't tell you where, but all of us have at least 40 hours worth of to-dos on our list, on our checklists. And where do we find that time? We wake up in the morning, we have these how many of our hours we are awake, and where do we find the extra 40 hours? We always have things to do for that day, but those extra 40 hours, it just sits, and what it does is create stress. We're like, oh my God, there's so much I need to do. So just clear everything. And wherever you are, you're a student, you are a professional trying to learn investing, whatever you want to do, just do one thing that moves the needle that day. And I'm a list person. I have multiple lists. And this is what is really, really helped me is I just have one big task I want to do that takes, now that I'm full-time, I have full control of my time. I do one thing that takes a couple of hours, creating content or talking to somebody, helping a friend out, or go have coffee with somebody. I want to just one thing that moves the needle to get to my goal. And if we just do one thing every single day, it adds up much faster. We are like, oh, in 1 year, we can do a lot. We overestimate what we can do in a year. But think about, we wake up every day. And if you can do just one thing that moves the needle, we get there faster, slowly, with less stress. That's the important thing too. With less stress, we get there.
Awesome. Gary Keller's one thing, the one thing. That's a
Yes.
great
Right.
Well, great tip. And yeah, like we were saying, 365 days, if you improve 1%, that's 365%. So yeah, great tip. Awesome. Well, I'll be posting Deepa's information. As you can see, she's a fun person to talk to. And like she said, she likes to educate, not just sell. So reach out to her if you're interested in real estate investing. Highly recommend, because I've introduced her to people who have told me great things about her. So I highly recommend talking to her. Again, Deepa, thanks for taking the time.
Oh my God, thank you so much. It was so fun. Thanks, Raju.